Alright, we are about, I'd say, 3/4 of the way through the Pokemon Tower here. And the Pokemon Tower is very interesting to me because somebody in the lobby says something like, oh, you know, this is where everybody goes to visit their dead Pokemon, blah, blah, blah. There's clearly a bunch of tombstones and stuff everywhere, but A, they're not organized in any kind of way except to be some crazy puzzle, which is like, I'll let that slide because, you know, it's a video game and, you know, that's the way it's gotta be. But B, it's like, what? They're burying them, but it's like the 3rd floor of the tower? Like, I don't get what's going on.
Yeah. Are they just buried in between, like, the ceiling and the floor?
Yeah, like, I mean, it could be done. You could have, like, 6 feet of dirt, like, in between each story, and it doesn't really say that that isn't what's going on.
Right.
I just find it, like, bizarre because, like, nothing about it makes any sense. It's all crazy nonsense. And then these, like, possessed women. And then even the end where he's like, you save Mr. Fuji or whatever that guy's name is,
yeah.
And he's like, oh, thank you for saving me, but I could have done it myself. And it's like, or something, he says something like that, and it's like, what the fuck what are you doing here? What is this? Why are these people possessed? And then Team Rocket's up at the top,
yeah.
And then you're like, nah, everything's fine. You know, it's like you walked in on him doing something, like, illegal, and he had to just be like, yo, guys, it's cool. This guy's got a Falco that's gonna destroy us all if we just don't let him leave now.
Not Falco. Falco's not doing so hot.
Haha. Well, maybe he's gotta learn some better fire-type moves.
Yeah. There should be a TM for Flamethrower.
Yeah, you mean like that we could buy or whatever is going on over there?
I don't think there's any at all.
There is.
You just get Fire Blast
I think you
from
get
Blaine.
What?
You get Fire Blast from Blaine.
You get Fire Blast from Blaine, but I believe Flamethrower is in the mansion on Blaine's Island.
Okay.
I could be wrong, though.
I don't know.
Because, like I said, like, this game's... You know, those are the types of details that, like, are different that I don't remember. Because, like, I'm pretty sure in the newer one, you can just buy Flamethrower in Cerulean City.
Yeah, I believe it.
Which is great, because then you can also buy the stones and be like, oh, I'll just evolve this guy early, because I could get Thunderbolt and, you know, Ice Beam and Fire Blast, and I don't have to worry about anything. But now it's like... You might get them, and if you do, it's like at the end of the game, so it doesn't matter anyway, because all your fire guys are going to know it by then anyway.
Yeah.
Probably. Unless we get, like, somebody new. I'm kind of upset, too, like,
also, fire guys
I know they do...
that useful. Overall.
What?
Fire guys aren't that useful overall.
Yeah, it's like you have... Erica, and you don't need any fire-type guys, because you already have, like, a strong psychic and flying type also. And it's like, oh, you can pick. Like, who am I going to just completely destroy Erica's gym with right now?
Right.
I wish, like, I get why they do this, but I wish you could get Aerodactyl a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Because I think you get them at, like, level 5.
Yeah, it's something ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's not
and,
worth
like,
it.
even, yeah, like, it really isn't, because, like, let me think, the earliest you're able to get them is when you get Surf. And you don't need to beat, no, you do need to beat Koga. But you don't need to beat Sabrina. Like, if you went down and beat Koga now, and got Surf from the Safari Zone, you could get him and skip Sabrina and go onto Blaine's Island.
But who plays it that way? No one.
Yeah, no. And then you'd have to go back and fight Sabrina eventually anyway. because she like makes it so you can use strength or something like that. And normally you need strength to get through Articuno's place, but I literally always fly back to Pallet Town and go to Blaine's Island that way because it's way quicker and you don't have to go through the whole Articuno thing.
Yeah. No, the Articuno thing is kind of a drag sometimes.
I literally have avoided it so many times that I actually won't be any help like if we go through, because I don't know. I know you have to push boulders down.
Yeah.
I remember that much, but like literally it's like, oh my god, I'll just skip it. It's too easy to skip once you like realize you can skip it.
Right.
And you're like, oh, this is great. And if like, you know, I rarely would get Articuno because, or if I would, I don't know, I'd go back and get Articuno sometimes, because I remember at one point, I don't know if I ever showed you, but I had like literally like 10 of every Articuno, Moltres, Mewtwo, Zapdos.
I think you should. That's when you were like beating the game over and over again.
Yeah, like just, I don't know why I was doing it. It's just fun to beat it over and over again.
So
Oh,
Falco
is this
finally
the,
won a battle by herself.
What?
Falco finally won a battle by herself. But
Really?
it was like an 18 Gengar.
Oh, you mean Ghastly?
Yeah, Ghastly.
Yeah, I was like, damn. Yeah, you know, it's funny how Gengar is like in the beginning and this and that, but he's not like in the game, really. Like,
Not
you
much.
never run into him as far as like somebody having one. You can't catch him in the wild, and you could barely catch him or get him by yourself, you know?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I keep going back to heal. It's just so convenient.
I know, it's nice.
You don't even have to talk to anybody. Just step in there. It's like, oh, you're purified.
Yeah, no, it's almost like, it's funny because I was working on the RPG Maker a little bit, and it's like you're all excited, like you want to add all the stuff that people are saying and reasons for saying it and this and that, and then you're like, you know, if it's something that you run into all the time, you're like, nobody wants this.
Yeah.
Like, nobody wants it. It just like, if it wasn't there, people would still complain though. You know, like...
Man, no. I feel like I wouldn't complain. I'm cool with it. She was under
That's
possession.
true.
That's why she was being weird.
Oh, good. I thought she was just crazy.
He's Ghastly again. Falco is not strong.
What?
Falco is not strong. There's no way around it.
Yeah, no, like, honestly, I think, like, even Ninetales isn't really that great. To the point where, like, I'd imagine Vulpix is, like, trash.
I don't know. I think Ninetales is probably... Like, the main problem is we have Ember. We're working with Ember, you know?
Yeah.
Falco isn't super... Like, defense is bad. You know, aside from just we don't have a good attack. So, I don't know. It's a rough ride.
No, that's true. That's a huge factor, and you don't realize it, because, like, what is Ember, like, 40 or something like that, attack power?
Yeah,
Probably
something like that.
And then, Flamethrower in this one, I think, is, like, 95.
Yeah, no,
So that's
there should
like...
be an in-between attack.
Yeah.
It is something like 65.
Yeah, well, I mean, eventually they did, but then it was weird, because eventually they did, and then over time, it's like, now they have so many options, because the 65... Oh, you know what? They have a Fire Punch, but, like, only Magmar and, like, Hitmonchan can learn it.
Yeah.
But if it's Fire, then that means that in this gen it's not physical.
Right.
But then it became physical, so it's kind of like, oh, well, that's stupid. And then they had Fire Fang, but that was also physical and also, like, in that range of strength.
Right.
So it was also kind of repetitive.
Items.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then they have, like, Flame Wheel and stuff now.
Flame Wheel.
There's so many moves now. It's like, it's great.
Yeah, there's almost too many. There's some that are like, this is the same as another move. Like, the same exact move, same type and everything.
Yeah, there's Heat Wave, I think. It's like, I don't know, it's just barely different. Oh, you know what it is that's different? Or sometimes this is the difference, but doesn't matter if you don't ever play like this. Like, Heat Wave, I think it's like 90 attack power, something like that. And 90 accuracy, or 100, something like that. And then Flamethrower is like 90 in the new gen, because they bumped it down a little bit. But Heat Wave will attack both Pokemon if you're doing, like, doubles.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that's the difference, mostly.
So you don't see it if you're just playing the game normally.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like there's probably some moves like that, but there's definitely... I agree, there's some moves where it's like, alright, well, this is pretty close to that. Or, like, it's really close to that, but just slightly better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, why would anybody ever want this other move? And it's like, oh, because this really good guy doesn't learn the good version of that move.
Yeah.
He only learns the trash version of that move.
Right. That's how they get you.
Yeah, no, but that, that's what makes the Pokemon world go round. Alright. So are we killing these? I feel like we've got to be pretty close to the top here.
Yeah.
I know at, like, the second last level, or pretty close to the end, there's a rare candy that's, like, you need to get it. You like to get it out of the way to pass by.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
Yeah, that's like sweet.
Useless.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's funny because, like, you could be all pissed off, like, oh, I have to throw out an item.
Yeah, but you're like, oh.
But rare candies, they're up there.
Yeah.
Like, you can't really compare them to a TM because obviously, if, like, that's the TM you need,
right,
then that's like a better item.
Yeah,
but
you can always get a level just like by working for it, but some items you need a TM.
Yeah, exactly.
But I would never say no to a rare candy. Never.
Nah, because it was almost like I started to like it in the when I, like, during that period of time where I'd always play just Fire Red over and over.
Mm-hmm.
I used to get Dragonite every time, and as you know, that's a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But there's literally like 8 or 10 or something like that, like rare candies in the game.
That's nice.
By the time you would, like, be evolving Dragonite anyway. And those rare candies... Oh, nice. Those rare candies... Oh, and here's Cubone's mom.
Aww.
Those rare candies are like those, like, 5 or 6 levels or whatever I managed to find are so nice when you're, like, a Dragonite or Dragonairs at, like, level 49. And you're like, I could have a Dragonite right now. Just, like, right now. And he'd actually be useful. And it's like, that's, like, hours of work. Just those specific 5 levels.
Yeah. No, but...
And it's always at, like, the worst point in the game, too, where there's nobody good to fight.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of gravelers in that cave. Here we go.
Now, we have a Cubone, so you'd think that the mom would leave us alone.
Maybe. We don't have them with us, though.
That's true. She doesn't know. Look how creepy she looks as that ghost. It's like a happy haunter. I always thought Marowak was wearing a jacket, like a pirate jacket. And he's just, like, ready to take over the ship right now.
It kind of looks like that.
Yeah, like, I have trouble not seeing it as an adult because, like, that's what I thought he looked like even when I knew he didn't. Because, like, you'd see a colored in version or something and you'd be like, oh.
So you can't catch this Marowak, right? If you throw a ball at it, it'll be like, nope, can't do
Not even with the Master Ball.
Wow.
And I know what you're thinking, can you even get the Master Ball?
Of course you can.
Well, I mean before the Cubone.
Oh, wait, can you? I'm trying to think.
No, I think you can.
Yeah, how do you get them to... Because you just gotta do Slithco, and we can go in that town, right? Slithco's open.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a guy sleeping in front of it, preventing you from getting in, and something you do makes him move, but I forget what it is. It might be this.
Oh.
But in the newer generations, you can trade over Master Ball with a Pokemon, so
That's
it still doesn't work.
It?
I'm pretty sure I've tried it, and if I haven't, I've looked up if you could, because I was curious. Or if you could use a Master Ball to catch somebody else's Pokemon, which I think you should be able to. How cool would that be?
No, but it's one of those where you can't catch a Pokemon that's been caught.
Yeah,
unless it's Pokemon
true,
Coliseum.
But it's a Master Ball, you know? It's it has all control.
I don't know.
Just imagine going in and you're fighting the Elite Four and Lance is gonna take you out with his Dragonite and you're like, I'm just gonna catch that Dragonite. You know, I don't want fucking Articuno.
Right.
I want Dragonite. And then you just catch Lance's Dragonite at level 66. That'd be badass.
And you don't have to fight it.
Oh my god, look at Golbat.
It's crazy.
It's you know what's funny? Yeah, I remember thinking Golbat was this crazy scary Pokemon when I was a kid, just from that sprite. Oh my god, I can't get over how crazy he looks.
He's really creepy.
Yeah, that's nothing. Look at his eyes. He's got he's almond eyes. And it's funny because Zubat's got no mouth. And then Crobat's got a small mouth too. You know, it's there, but it's not giant like Golbat's mouth.
Heal up.
Oh yeah. Besides, the Master Ball catches a Pokemon without fail. So...
Well, I guess it fails sometimes. That's a lie.
Yeah. No, you couldn't even catch this this coughing right now if you wanted to.
No.
I mean, it'd be a waste of a Master Ball. You know, are we even going to use the Master Ball, you think? Because if we're not going to get a Legendary, you can't use it in the Safari Zone, and... what are we really going to use it on?
I guess we could use it on Snorlax. Does that make sense?
But... Oh. Can you get the Master Ball before Snorlax?
We can find out.
Yeah, I guess so. I never tried that before. That's a good idea. That would solve my Snorlax anxiety too.
Yeah.
You know, I don't understand why these they'd be better if they'd evolve their Pokemon.
Yeah.
They're strong enough to evolve usually, or half the time they are.
Right. And
this Drowsy would be substantially more difficult if it was a Hypno.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least something, you know?
Sure.
It'd be doing something. I mean, it's using Confusion right now, but it'd be using a really strong Confusion.
Yeah. Well, it's so with Drowsy, it's okay, you're close to the level you evolve at. I'm not sure exactly what level Drowsy evolves to Hypno, but maybe it's that level. So I get it, not evolving it for a couple levels, but when you're fighting a level 22 Rattata, there's no reason for that.
Yeah, or that one chick that had 8 Pidgeys at level 19.
Yeah.
And it's make at least one of them a Pidgeotto.
Or the level 20 Caterpies, that makes no sense.
Yeah, you get a lot of that, like, the newer games, I feel like.
Yeah.
Where they're like, it's a toddler, so he'd still have, like, a Caterpie. Like, that's the funniest thing to me is, in the newer ones, the toddlers.
Yeah.
Like, out of all the enemies or whatever trainers you can fight.
Yeah, there's so many of them, too. It's like
I know.
mostly toddlers.
I know, they're useless. Like, look at this tiny little mouth on this Zubat. And then it just opened up into this, like, I don't even know, like King Dedede kind of like monstrosity. Like, I was like, kind of like getting a little nervous again, you know, looking at the sprite just before.
Yeah. His pinch bite.
I miss Bitey.
Yeah. He didn't make it too far.
Yeah, no, he didn't. There's a few guys where, you know, I don't care too much, or, like, we didn't have them for almost any period of time at all. Like, I'd probably miss Sandshrew if we had him for more than one battle. But, Bitey is one that, like, I still miss.
Yeah.
I still miss,
I miss Scrappy so much.
Scrappy too, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. And I miss, this is relatively new, but I miss Cheddar.
Aww. Well,
Cheddar just died for no reason, you know?
No, Cheddar's in the daycare.
Oh, I thought Cheddar died from poison.
No, that was Pidgeotto.
Oh, yeah. That was just, like, annoying.
Yeah.
Like, anytime you go through the work of getting, like, Pidgey to be, like, strong.
Yeah, we used a bunch of rare candies on Pidgey, too.
Did we?
Yeah, to get it to Pidgeotto.
Oh, my God. I know, you want to use them right away. And I was like, that Dragonite story was in my mind. Yeah, look, he's like, I came here on my own free will.
Mm-hmm.
Then what the hell is going on here? Can you tell me that? Why are you hanging out with Team Rocket on the top floor of this weird tower full of possessed people? And then you have this little house full of, like, these other people.
What's he like in the... Or actually, you should probably...
Yeah, there's a good end of the episode is talking to Mr. Fuji and wondering why. And then he gives you a Pokeflute, which is cool because you can get Snorlax and everything's great, but, like, in the real world, if, like, I went and helped somebody and they gave me a flute that puts Pokemon to sleep, or wakes them up, I mean...
Yeah.
I'd be pissed. I'd be like, I can wake them up by yelling at them. Alright, well, we'll see you guys next time on that note.
See ya.